your mess.
Just letting you know I'm going live now.
For how long?
Hopefully not very long. I got shit I gotta do.
Do you like it?
Hmm?
You like?
Yeah, I'm live. Hey, it's Aaron. What up, YouTube? It's Aaron, your personal driver! Starting this live stream right now, guys. We got a lot to talk about, a lot of fun things to talk about. First off, big shout out to Big Dell Patton. Big Dell in the house! What's up, Big Dell? I don't recognize your name. It's your first time on the stream. Welcome, buddy. I love new listeners. Don't forget to hit subscribe down there. I am JVOXO in the house. What's up, man? How you doing? So we're gonna talk a little bit about the Uber strike that happened over the weekend. Uber's new pricing, so they're stealing from drivers. Hold on, my kid wants to get in here. What's up, Nate? Say hi. Say what's up, everybody. What's up? It's Nate. Rodney in the house. Wasabi. What's going on? Nate just ate his dinner, so he's big and fat and happy. What's good? Gotcha. Nice. Fernando in the house. What's up, Fernando? Hey, Fernando's upset I didn't drive on Saturday. Sorry, I didn't drive at all this weekend on purpose. So, I guess we'll go ahead and start here. If you guys notice, so though, back here, the door, oh, there's the wife. The door right back there is open. We got the laundry going, so the bathroom door is open. So you guys are hearing it live. Also, you might be able to hear in the background. Ben in the house. What's up, Ben? Good to see you again. Roberto, what's up? In the house. Rudy Castillo in the house from Denver. What's up, guys? Your stream became a weekend drug. Yeah, well, I'll start again next weekend. I just took the weekend off due to some of the strike stuff that's going on. All right, guys. So we got everyone in here. Looks like everyone's in. That's good. Darren in the house. Yeah, what's up? So here's the thing, guys. I'm gonna change the screen up real quick. Oh, Dean Tom's in the house. What's up, Dean? Hey, Nate was happy you're here, Dean. So I'm gonna switch over here to this. Those of you who have not seen this video, it's an older video I did from last year. It's 4 ways Uber is stealing from you, explained by your personal driver. So I've been talking about this a little bit longer than some of these other YouTubers have. May of last year is when Uber changed to what's known as upfront pricing, or as I call it, theft. It's just basically stealing. And so I posted this on June 12th, so almost 30 days after the change. You have a lot to say, Nate. So the 4 ways Uber was stealing from you, I'll go over it live for you guys, so if you haven't seen the video. And then we'll talk a little bit about Uberman, and we'll talk a little bit about the Appreneur, and how kind of they're a little bit behind the ball on it. But in short, for those of you who don't know, to catch you guys up, over the weekend, let me switch back over here to this camera. Over the weekend, the Appreneur said we should have a nationwide strike. And that is based upon the surge stealing that's going on. So if you go to his channel, wow, he is loud. Can you let him in the room? Let him in Johnny's room so he's not screaming. He showed basically a receipt where Uber took 80% of the fare and didn't pay out the fair share in surge. And I'll explain to you guys why that happened here on the stream. But before I do that, I just want to kind of explain a short, brief history of payment processing and how Uber and now Lyft has gone to upfront pricing too, has kind of changed the model, and why, honestly, I don't think we are independent contractors anymore. Now, I don't want to be an employee. I don't want to have a schedule. I don't want to have to pay into Social Security and all those other taxes. Steve in the house. What's up, Steve? But at this particular moment in time, I just don't see how Uber has a real legal shot of explaining how we are contractors anymore. They got too much control. Uber girl Paula, what's up? So hey everybody, Uber girl Paula got sick over the weekend, so we were supposed to go to her house and have a big Uber weekend, but she got sick, and then this whole strike thing happened, so we're gonna postpone it and do it some other time. Welcome to the stream, Paula. So the first question you have to ask yourself is, why does Uber take any money from you at all? Okay. And the first thing I'll say is they have a booking fee. And to me, a booking fee makes sense in the context of what Uber's main purpose, which is customer referral, right? So Uber has a giant customer base. More people have the Uber app than anyone else in the rideshare world, right? So they have a booking fee. Basically, you can change that to a referral fee if it makes you feel better, right? So they are sending a driver, or makes me a passenger for you to drive as an independent contractor at the cost of whatever the referral fee is at the time. Now the problem with the referral fee is, one, I think that they should definitely have a referral fee. I mean, that's the main purpose of Uber, is to refer customers for you. So for them to make a little bit of money on the top of that, it makes sense to me. I'm not mad about that. The problem is the referral fee has gone up 4 times in the past 12 months. So it's incrementalism, right? And every time Uber raises the booking fee by say 15 cents, 20 cents, they're making gazillions and gazillions of dollars off of your back, right? But that's fine. If they only took a booking fee, and I might argue that should be the only money they take out of your pay, is that would be fine. But the problem is we don't have a contract with Uber. We have the terms of service. So they can increase their booking fee anytime they want to. And they just change the terms of service. That's all you can do about it. And that's where it gets a little bit fishy. I'm not really a big fan of of being an employee, but I'm also sick and tired of Uber changing the terms of service without asking if it's okay with its drivers. So there's that. So that's the first thing. The second thing is Uber takes 25% of your fares. And so you got to ask, why is that? And the excuse that Uber gives is basically, and actually it's legitimate if you ask me personally, is they process the payment for you, right? They pay out and keep a historical record of you of how much money they paid out so they can give you a 1099K. They have to have money in order to keep the app going. Promotion, right? So like Uber has commercials and billboards and flyers and free trip referral codes and stuff like that. And so they need 25% to help with the promotion. But the big one is payment processing. So payment, every time someone uses a credit card, the credit card company charges the company money. So like every time you swipe your Visa has a fee that, like, whatever, if you're shopping at Safeway charges. If you're at a gas station, every time you swipe your card at 76, they charge 76 a processing fee, and it's usually a percentage, like 1 or 2%. For those of you who don't have, 3%. For those of you who don't have Square, it's something you may want to consider. Square is a phone app that has a credit card reader attachment, so you can take cash via your swiping your card, so someone can tip you. It's in the fridge on the bottom drawer. Square does about 2.75, so 2%, 2.75%. I don't know why it's hard for me to say that. So, but there's still a big discrepancy. So let's say they charge Uber 5%. They don't, but let's just say they do that. That's still 20% extra they're taking you. So the way it used to work, okay, I'm old. I've been doing this for a long time. So yeah, a lot of you new drivers probably don't know this and say, who cares? It's not the way it is anymore. But the way it used to work is you as a driver would collect the money, okay? So like say you did $100 worth of rides, okay? You would collect $100, and then at the end of the day, Uber would take $25 of that $100, or you would pay Uber $25 in fees, okay? So what that essentially meant is you had to pay Uber basically as a partner. So you ran your own business. You're an independent contractor. You're collecting money from customers and for driving them around. And then Uber takes 25% in fees. So you made $100 that day. At the end of the day, you're like, made $100. Okay, now I got to write a check to Uber for $25. Thanks for processing my payments. Thank you for referring me customers, right? Well, in May of last year, that changed. Now, Uber collects the money at the point of sale and pays us drivers what Uber wants to pay us. There's now no longer a correlation between how much money you bring from the customer and how much money Uber takes. So Uber no longer takes 25%. Uber takes any amount of money they want to. And when they did this, they called it upfront pricing. And they said, hey, so it's good to see you. I'm glad that you're on the platform. Welcome. Hey, have a good time. We're going to pay you like your employees now. So we are now making essentially what in any other company other than Uber would be called wages. Okay. Because Uber is no longer, you're no longer paying Uber fees for processing your money. Uber's taking the money directly and then giving you per minute, per mile, having no correlation with what they're taking for the customer. So as of May of last year, I really honestly think Uber drivers are misclassified, and now Lyft drivers, because Lyft has gone to upfront pricing too. And it doesn't just hurt drivers, because Uber is now charging customers any random number they think that they can charge the driver or the passenger. And essentially what this has done is it steals money. It's stealing money from you, right? And Surge, and from customers. And the best way I can explain it to you is this way. Say Uber charges $20 for a $10 ride. Normally, that would be on Lyft 200% or an Uber 2.0 Surge. Normally, right? So a $10 ride is now $20. That's a 2.0 Surge. Well, now because of upfront pricing, Uber just says there's no Surge. They take the $20 and they pay you $7.50 because that's what the normal rate is. So essentially, because of upfront pricing, hey buddy, they're stealing surge. Okay, they're stealing surge from you. Now, Uber claims that it's not surge, but here's my question to you. If a customer is paying $20 for a $10 ride, what else is that other than surge? There's no... Can you take the baby? There's no difference. There's a technical difference in the way Uber said, well, we didn't charge them surge. But as far as dollars and cents go, there is no difference between a $20 ride. Yeah, it makes me scream too, right? Oh, Tony in the house. What's up, Tony? So there's no difference. That is a 2.0 surge. And since May, Uber has been stealing your surge because they're calling it upfront pricing. So they're charging customers $2 or $3 a mile, and they're paying you $1.15 a mile. And they're just saying, oh, well, we didn't collect surge. Well, that's not true. They did. It's just a flat lie. Upfront pricing is literal theft from customers and from drivers. And think about it from the customer point of view. What's the number one problem customers have with taxis? Is that taxi cab drivers rip them off. They go in different directions. They go the long way. They overcharge on their flag. They do all these tricks to steal money from customers, especially when they're places where they don't know. Essentially, Uber is now one giant taxi cab company taking as much money as they can from everybody. And here's the thing. It may not be as bad, right, as charging $20 for a $10 ride. It might be charging $12 for a $10 ride, and you as a customer just don't care. Wait, so when the map goes red and is surging, don't drivers get paid more in that case? Yes, but because the map is red and surging does not mean that is what the customer is paying. So the map can show a 2.5 surge, right? And in this case, that would be a $25 ride for a $10 ride. Uber can be charging $45 for that ride and only paying you based on the 2.5 surge because of upfront pricing. Furthermore, in the test markets, North Carolina, Florida, Louisiana, and this is where Uberman's video kind of started this whole drama over this weekend, they're paying you surge bonus is what they're calling it. So they're saying if you pick up somebody from this octagon on your map, we'll give you $2 extra or $8 extra, regardless of the length of the drive. So what that means is it's the same thing as upfront pricing. They're only going to pay you $5 extra in surge while they're collecting up to $25 extra dollars, okay? And so what the Appreneur came out with this weekend when he came up with the hashtag pay drivers fair, hashtag fuck Uber, that kind of stuff, is he showed a receipt on the new surge model that they have in North Carolina, Florida, and in Louisiana, okay? And what that model shows is the surge is not based on per mile and per minute. The surge is based on a flat fee. Yeah, Nate doesn't like the surge either. So in this receipt, Uber took 81% of the fare from this dude in Florida. 81%. Because he got paid per minute per mile at base rate, and he got a $5 surge bonus. And Uber collected all the additional money. And because the length of the ride was so far, instead of him getting paid every minute and every mile of that long ride, Uber took that extra money and put them in their pocket. So Uber collected 81% of the fare. And this is why I don't think we are classified any longer as contractors. Because normally, before upfront pricing, Uber would only take 25% no matter what. So that guy's pay would increase. I can't do math. What's 81 plus minus 25? Can someone do that math? 81 minus 25. That driver would have made 56% more on that ride. Okay, so think about that. Because of upfront surging, because of the new surge model, that ride, which normally we would call in the industry a unicorn, right? That's what we wait for. A long ride with a lot of surge. That's what pays the bills. He lost 56% of his cut because of the new model that Uber is going to. Okay? And so if that's the way we're getting paid, if that's the way it goes, I don't see, honestly, how you can call us contractors anymore. And I know that makes people mad, but think about this. Let me ask this question. When does your contract with Uber expire? When do you go into negotiation for your next contract? When do you tell Uber what your rate is going to be? See, that's not, it's, when you go into employment law, it's a spectrum. Employee, contractor. And there's like a bunch of gray area and overlapping. So there's no real concrete way to say you are a contractor or you are an employee. And that's what the court system is for, right? And so sometimes it goes like this. It's really hard to tell. But one of the big questions when you don't know, when you're in that gray area, is pay. And up until now, for 7 years, I think Uber has paid us like independent contractors. We don't have to take rides or whatever. We collect money and we pay out, right? But since May of last year, I don't think we're getting paid like contractors. We're getting paid like employees. Uber's collecting money and paying you a wage that they want to, regardless of what the terms and service are. In fact, they just change the terms of service and say, we're no longer partnering. So that's my 5 cents on it. But before I go to the chat, what I wanted to say is, I'm glad Uberman and Apprepreneur and some of these other YouTubers are finally catching up and talking about this. But this is what I've been screaming about for a whole entire year, guys. And go back to that video I made last year in July, June, whatever it was. 4 ways Uber is stealing from you. I've already talked about all this. And I knew it was going to get worse from here. So I feel like even though this might be new to some of my new viewers, this might be new. I've been saying this for a year now. So I'm glad that Apprepreneur is caught up. I'm glad Uberman's caught up. I'm glad that all these other YouTubers are finally catching up and they're doing something about it. But that's why you have to have an acceptance rating somewhere below 50%. Only take rides that are profitable. Ricky Torres in the house. What's up, Ricky? Juan Informa in the house. Okay, so let me go back to the chat. I'll respond to something. I just wanted to get through that statement for you guys before I talked about the chat, and then we can chat about what to do going forward. Now, I personally didn't drive this weekend, okay? So I joined the Apprepreneur and Uberman, who wasn't going to drive anyway, and some of the other YouTubers who decided to strike, if you will, this weekend and not drive. So I didn't drive this weekend. I will next weekend. But that's what it is. So, wow, there's a lot of chat. Uber Girl Paul is chatting up with everybody. But that fee is tax deductible. Oh, that's such a good point. Okay, this is another reason. Okay, on your taxes, you always pay the fee that you get from Uber on your 1099 is always 25% more than the money you put in your pocket. Because Uber is saying you're collecting the money and putting it in your pocket, and then you're paying them a fee still. So the way it used to work is, on your taxes, it said you made $100 this year. In your pocket was $75, so you can write off the taxes on this $25 extra. But your total income compensation was still $100. I don't know if that makes any sense for you guys or not. Terry Tips in the house. What's up, Terry Tips? So, yes, the fee is tax deductible, but your income is still saying that you collected the money. But that's not true anymore. So, I honestly, if I knew more about it or I knew a lawyer, I would get a lawyer and I would just straight sue. I would just sue Uber for lying on your taxes because you are not collecting the extra fee money. Uber's collecting Uber extra fee money and then paying us as individuals. They changed that in May of last year. But yes, you're right. It is tax deductible. So you're absolutely right. Uber Girl Paul says, I use Square for horse trading. Yeah, and you can take cash rides if you want to. But just remember, you don't have insurance, so be careful of that. I don't take cash rides anymore. But so Big Dell says, I have one of those. The first $1,000 is free. That's true. We're talking about incentives. Steve said, why couldn't they just have left it alone? Oh, thank God. I agree. I really liked the way it was. I felt like an independent contractor. I felt I was getting paid fair. My compensation was going well. It's just, I can't believe it. 71 cents to the mile in South Bay is ridiculous. Yes, you can't make a profit in Uber or Lyft for less than $1.15 a mile. I had another video about why the $1.15 a mile is important, but that's absolutely true. But is it illegal? That's the big question. Yes. Google Uber misclassification. Okay, employee misclassification. Uber and Lyft have both settled lawsuits for misclassifying employees. Now remember, each state's employment laws are different. It's not like the federal government has one standard. The federal government has guidelines, and the states then decide, well, who is a contractor and who is an employee in their individual state. So like New York and California, there's a lot of misclassification lawsuits that Uber and Lyft have paid out on, including a couple of people who have gotten unemployment benefits and workman compensation for being hurt on the job because they're classified as employees. But not every state has the same laws. So yes, in some states it is very illegal. But what is illegal is for Uber to lie on the tax form, the 1099. And in my opinion, they totally are. Now, I'm not an attorney, so I can't do anything about it. But it's dishonest for Uber to say we are collecting the money and then paying them 81% of the fare to say thank you to Uber. That's bullshit. That's just a lie. So I think it's illegal. Yeah. Uber is testing how much they can charge the packs and how little they can pay drivers. That's exactly what they're doing, Darren. Juan Informa in the house. What's up, man? Everyone's saying hi. I'm catching up, guys. You're smart with this. Thank you, Ricky. I appreciate it. Don't forget to subscribe if you think that's true. So Uber girl Paula says we need to build a website for all of us drivers to conduct a forum. Yeah, if you want to, in this description, there's the Discord link. Discord is a chat app. So all of us can chat together. I know that a lot of same people come to the stream. So if you want to join the Discord chat down there, guys, it's an app on your phone. It's a chat app. So we can always chat with each other 24/7 in the Discord chat below. So we can do that right now if you want to, Uber Girl Paula. So, Uber Girl Paula isn't drive either. So what do you think the future will bring in this industry? Oh, that's a good question, Fernando. So in my opinion, I think that there needs to be a third classification for employees. There needs to be employee, contractor, and then like gig economy worker or gig contractor or app-based contractor or something. I think that the current law is too old to cover this type of employment. I think gig economy employees should have some kind of health care coverage. They should have some kind of, or the company should pay some kind of social security benefits, some kind of workman comp, right? If you get hurt driving in your car for Uber, I think Uber and the local government should combine and have some kind of workers' compensation to pay you while you heal. Because getting in a car accident is a real thing, and I don't think that you should have the full protections of an employee, but I think you should have some kind of quasi protections for doing gig economy stuff. Because I honestly don't think we are employees, and I honestly think that it's pretty obvious at this point that we aren't contractors, and there's a green area. So I think a third entity needs to be kind of created for phone-based apps. Because I also think going forward, regular companies are going to start using cell phone apps to hire, fire, and like McDonald's, right? McDonald's will have some full-time employees, and then they'll have an app, the McDonald's Help app. And they'll say between 7 and 9, we're paying $15 an hour. We need someone to be a cashier. And then they'll send you a notification like Postmates or Caviar or Uber saying, hey, if you work at McDonald's between 7 and 9, you'll make this much money. And so people, when they want to work, they'll turn on their phone and look at McDonald's and Wendy's and Burger King and Subway, and they'll go through all the different incentives, and they'll pick which incentive is the best for them. They'll accept that job, and they'll go work for them. And so I think that as the economy grows, this will happen. Like even like Walmart, it's like we're going to need cashiers or stock people overnight. So turn on your phone, look at all the like Target, Walmart, Sears, all this other stuff. Oh, Sears has a really good incentive overnight for stocking, so I'm gonna go work for Sears tonight. I think that's gonna go. Can you guys hear me? Can I get a 1 in the chat? Can I get a 1 in the chat? Can I get a 1 in the chat? Can you hear me? Hello? Can you get a 1 in the chat? Can you guys not hear me? Can you guys hear me? Can I get a 1 in the chat for you guys can hear me? Okay, good.
Would there be too much liability though tied into that?
Yeah, there. So my wife just asked if you had an app based upon that, wouldn't there be too much liability? Yes, that's why we need to create a third coverage, an app-based coverage that's not contractor or employee, that would alleviate some of those penalties for the actual company.
Other companies would adopt that type of
So continuing the chat, Terry's in the house. I think I already said that, but just in case, Terry Tips in the house. What's up? The deductible. Terry's in the house. Hearts. Exactly, Aaron. I don't. 90 cents per mile is Oh, Kenneth in the house. What's up, Kenneth? This really hurts ex-drivers. You're right, Dean Toms. It does. And what Uber has noticed more and more is that people are turning to UberX as a way to pay bills out of desperation. Like, I got fired or laid off, so I got to do Uber between now and until I find a new job. And so it doesn't matter what you pay them, because that UberX is the unemployment benefits between jobs. Or my spouse moved to Kentucky, so I had to quit my job in Oklahoma. And Uber is what I'm going to do until I establish myself now that I've moved with my wife, right? And so they can take advantage. What it is taking advantage. They can take advantage of UberX drivers. So that's absolutely right. Go to Discord. I can get you the Discord link now for you guys. Just give me 1 second. Let me get the Discord invite. Okay, here you guys go. So I just linked the Discord in there. Oh, Aaron J in the house. Quest 360 in the house. What's up, guys? I'm catching up, guys, with the chat. You guys are you guys are talking it up today. I like it. Yeah, Fernando, it looks like everyone else can hear. So his link has expired. What in the heck? Okay, let's look it up. If the link is expired, let me get a new link here. Try that. See, that's the new one. I don't know. I'm new to Discord too, so I'm learning as I go along with Discord. But I really like to talk with you guys all the time because it's super fun. Timothy in the house. What's up, Timothy? You're back from O'Hare, huh? Yeah, it's all good. Okay, so invalid Discord. Okay, yeah, let me put it again just so you guys can make sure it's the right one. So that should be my new one, which sucks because I gotta upload that or change that with everything. Oh, you refreshed it and it took care of it. That's good. Everyone can hear me. Good. Revolution Guy made a good point by saying there are thousands of drivers who barely know how to use their cell phones or participate in social media, which will make any sort of organization difficult. Okay. That's true, but that doesn't mean you can't still unionize. And I know it's still invalid. All right, well, I'll look at this. Damn. Well, I'll look at this after the stream, so I'm not staring at a computer screen trying to figure out what's going on. I'll try to figure out what's wrong with the Discord and fix it, guys. I don't know why it's not working. But, so just so you know, one, in Seattle, there is an Uber union, okay? And so, that's why it's so good to drive in Seattle. No, union, like, it sucks. Because you basically, when you have a union, you're asking for a boss, and no one likes additional bosses. But it's $1.36 per mile in Seattle, and so it's pretty good Also, places like Massachusetts, you can't get fired for canceling on people. And that's because they have really good employment opportunities there. Mm-hmm. So, wouldn't it be nice to be on cancel whenever you want to? Oh, Ben says, I don't disagree that it's not illegal, but why not more lawsuits? You would think that every ambulance chasing lawyer would be all over Uber and Lyft. Well, here's the thing. Class action lawsuits are hard. They're hard to do. And remember, after 1 year, 94 out of 100 drivers don't drive anymore. Okay? So, it takes a long time. Can you take him to another room? So, after 1 year, most time the lawsuit after it's been filed hasn't even seen a courtroom yet. So these full-time lawyers are trying to find drivers who are full-time and will be there once they go to court. So out of every 100 drivers that these attorneys find, 4 are going to be there after 1 year, right? So it's really hard to organize in a courtroom setting a broader lawsuit for that. Furthermore, it's state by state, so yeah, so it's even harder, right? So like I tried to join a few lawsuits, but they were all out of California when I was in Washington. So they said I couldn't be part of the lawsuit because I didn't live and work in California. So it's kind of confusing. And also, a lot of people don't care. So I would say the average rideshare driver is doing something else and then making extra money on the side. So if they're getting paid $50 instead of $75, they don't care. It's just something they do Wednesday and Thursday when they're off to try in between gigs, right? Like if you're a plumber and you don't have anyone hasn't called you to plumb their house, all the pipes work, and there's no new construction until next Thursday, you're going to jump in Uber and then do Uber for like a couple days while you're waiting for your next gig. So it's hard to find permanent full-time drivers who rely on this income to pay their bills who also want to go through the lawsuit process. That's why it's really hard. But, and the other thing is it's new, right? So attorneys like to make money. They don't like to do something new. They don't know what the outcome is going to be. So if you take, a Walmart employee who fell off a ladder and broke his leg, that's guaranteed money. You're going to put money in your pocket, that they're going to go to court, and X amount of money is to be expected for that injury. So an employment lawyer is much more likely to take that case than, hey, I'm doing Uber. It's kind of new. We haven't ever really done this before. The law is kind of gray, but we might be able to get money out of it. They don't want to spend that much money on it. So that's why. Fernando says, Seattle sounds great. I heard Alaska also has good rates, though I'm not 100% sure. Yeah, well, it's because it's new to Alaska. Uber has been in Alaska for less than a year. So that's the way it works everywhere. When they break into a market, the rates are like, bam, like super good. And then slowly they lower the rates for the drivers and increase the booking fee and stuff like that. Wait, 99 out of 100 quit within a year? Yeah, Fernando, man, you got to go watch some of my old videos, man. Like, for as much as, like, you're like the most faithful live share or a live stream viewer I have. Like, every live stream you have. But yeah, I already covered that. So that's why they have such big referral bonuses. And it's also why people who get mad about referral bonuses need to calm down. Most people sign up, get the referral bonus, and then never drive again. They don't like it. So 94 out of 100. So if you've been driving for Uber for more than 1 year, you're a part of the 6%. Congratulations. 6% elite. Dean says, I don't think protests will ever work because a lot of drivers are too desperate. Well, so you have two things going on. One is there's no like break room. Like if you work at Target and Target decides to cut everyone's pay by 15%. Well, everyone hangs out in the same break room, and you can just sit in the break room and be like, guys, this is bullshit. We're going to strike, and we're going to form a Target union, and I need you to sign here. And everyone's going to go through that break room. They go to the same place. So you can be in the parking lot. They're all in the same area, right? Uber drivers don't do that. They're not in the same area. So first off, if they're not watching my channel, they're not watching The Opportuneur, they're not watching, Uberman, and say that they don't watch any YouTube, they're not going to know about this at all. If they don't have Twitter, they're not going to know about it at all. If they watch the the referral professor, they're not going to know about this, right? So it's a lot harder for that. And the other thing is, whenever there is a strike, Uber gives really good incentives. So LA actually organized a strike about 3 years ago, and they did a really good job. They got people's names down. They went to the airport, and they just formed a big giant circle around the airport in San Francisco. So it was just like one continuous loop, and they just drove in a big circle. So what did Uber do? They guaranteed you $50 an hour for one ride. So everybody was an ant logged in and looked, $50 for one ride. Well, I'm going to log in now. And so eventually it crushed the protesters, because people were like, man, I'm going to make $150 on 3 rides. So yeah, that's why it's so hard. Fernando says, why is Uber so against labeling us as employees? Wouldn't they give them better control over quality and service? Fernando, Uber is terrified that we will become employees. Uber, okay. Remember, Uber's plan was always to be driverless. That was their plan from the beginning. And I know this because about 2 years ago, I drove a investor from the airport to a meeting with an Uber investment meeting for venture capitalists. He was a venture capitalist, so he was going to invest like millions of dollars in Uber. And what he told me was, that's the plan. The plan is pay drivers for now, get venture capital from all these rich bazillionaires, develop driverless cars, and push out driverless cars. Because it costs Uber less than 15 cents a mile to operate a driverless car. Where with us, it costs Uber about $1-ish per mile, depending on what state you're on and how much gas is and stuff like that. So the reason Uber doesn't want us to be qualified as employees is they're already losing money. Remember, in the last 3 years, Uber has only had 1 quarter where they made money. So they've lost money for basically 3 entire years straight. They've never made money. The average amount of money that Uber loses per mile is 40 to 60 cents. So for every mile you drive, just remember, Uber's losing 60 cents doing that. If we are no longer contractors and we are employees, Uber's done. Uber will file for bankruptcy, and they'll sell their company to the highest bidder. And the reason for that is they got to pay unemployment tax. They got to pay workers' compensation. They got to pay Social Security and Medicare into it. Then they got to worry about all these other employment laws that they can skirt by being independent contractors. You want to say hi to everybody?
No, my leg just hurt. I was going to turn on my games, but I ran right into the wood of the...
Okay, go back to your room, buddy. I'm almost done, okay?
Can I just play my game?
No, you can't, because I'm on the internet.
Yeah, but then I turn it down.
No, but then I won't be able to broadcast, dude. It's YouTube, see? Look, you're right there. Get in the screen. Walk this way. You'll be on the screen.
Hey guys.
Say hey. Say hey, internet.
Hey, Nick.
Say, hurry up. I want to play games.
Hurry up, I want to play games. Oh, I think I
Go back to your room, all right, buddy?
Back to your room.
I think I hurt my
Okay.
leg.
Here's the other thing. If we're all employees, then Uber can't just disconnect us. They have to have firing, like a reasonable reason to fire you. Right now, Uber can just disconnect you for no reason, right? Like, That's what everyone has experienced with these background checks. Uber's just been like, disconnect all these people and we'll do background checks on them. If you're an employee, there has to be a reason for them to fire you. And if they fire you, you can sue them and say, I shouldn't have been fired. Well, when you're an independent contractor, there's no law for that. It's the termination. It's like a lot harder for you to sue them for that kind of thing. So Uber loses that kind of control. So it's going to be too expensive for them. And then they can't control you as much. Which is weird to think that Uber has more control over you as an independent contractor than they do as an employee. But that's actually the way it works right now, which is kind of crazy to think about. Aaron C in the house. What's up, Aaron C? What up, Aaron? How's your weekend? Mine was fantastic because I didn't work. I went to the drive-in movies with the kids. We pulled up the SUV backwards so that the tailgate was facing the screen of the drive-in. Popped the top back up. Brought in some couch pillows for the back of the truck. Got some blankets and some snacks. Had some hot dogs and pretzels and soda and popcorn. And we watched Tomb Raider and Black Panther, which is way better than driving. So what's your tag for Discord? And you gave me your tag. Okay, I'll invite you on Discord after this. I'm gonna try to deal with the Discord off checks. I don't know why it's not working right now. It makes me sad. Actually, the referral professor put a video out about this today. Yeah, well, good. I'm glad. Anybody who talks about it can. And I just feel like if everyone would have just listened to me a year ago, we wouldn't even be. We would all know this has already happened. But go back. 4 reasons why Uber is stealing from you. That's a video I did last May, or July maybe. I don't know. Fernandez, I believe change can happen, but we probably need to support not only from drivers, but from riders as well. If riders will boycott the platform, that could take care of drivers who won't strike. That's true. And that actually did prove to happen last year during hashtag delete Uber. Johnny, go to your room. Go to your room. That actually did happen last year with delete Uber. Remember? Delete Uber? Well, Lyft gained an incredibly large market share from Uber during that, and Uber hasn't recovered. People are still using Lyft over that. The problem is Lyft has also gone to upfront pricing. So what are you going to do? You know, now Uber and Lyft are both using upfront pricing. Trucker guy in the house. What's up, trucker guy? Ben says if we all became employees, Uber and Lyft would go out of business. That's true. Now, what I think actually what Uber should do, they should have some full-time employees. Like, Uber should just hire 10,000 full-time drivers and pay them money. Just whatever per hour. It doesn't even matter. Like $10 an hour, $25 an hour, $30 an hour. I don't even care what they pay them. But if they were smart, they'd get 10,000 employees that were full-time drivers, and they worked like 9 to 5, 5 days a week, and they just worked for Uber. I mean, everything included, right? Like overtime, all that kind of stuff. Health insurance, blah, 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 blah. That way, Uber could protect itself and say, these are what we consider full-time drivers. Everybody else who aren't these 10,000 drivers are independent contractors. Here's the difference. Here's what we consider employees. You know, look at these guys. They get, they get regular tax, taxes taken out of their paychecks and stuff like that. Everyone else is independent. The problem with that is I think that drivers would realize that employees make more money than contractors. So here's the thing people forget. When you work at McDonald's, right, you get unemployment insurance. You get covered for injury, right? You have protections. You get some kind of retirement benefits. They aren't great, but they exist. Some kind of medical insurance that's not great, but it exists. You get overtime pay. You get guaranteed wages during slow times, etc., etc., etc. So a McDonald's employee making $10 an hour actually makes more money than an Uber driver making $15 an hour. because of all the benefits employees get. So I think if you look at the total compensation, as my wife says, that an employee gets, even though their wages are less, you actually get more. Because, like, I don't know if you guys have tried to go to the dentist and tell them you work for Uber, but they don't cover you. I'll text you later, Uber Girl Paula, so we can figure out the Discord. Ben says, time to update my resume. No, I don't think you have to, guys. Here's the thing. What I've been saying since I moved to California. There's Postmates. There's DoorDash. There's, what are the other ones? Caviar. There's, what am I missing? The one that you use, what's your favorite one?
The guy with DoorDash?
DoorDash. Yeah, whatever. There's all these other food delivery apps that you can do. If you're logged out of Uber and only do it for Surge, you can fill the time in between with these other apps. And Timothy says, riders really have no idea what's going on. I ask customers from day to day if they know how much we get paid per mile, and they don't care. No, they don't care. They just want to pay the least amount of money for their service. Can you go see what's wrong with your brother? Bobby Thomas in the house. What's up, Bobby Thomas? If FedEx and UPS can have drivers, so can Lyft and Uber. Yeah, I mean, they could. That's two. Amazon Flex, that's a good one. Amazon Fresh, that's a good one. How can I add me to the group chat?
Hey, YouTubers, do you like my shirt?
You're not on the screen.
Hi, YouTubers, do you like my shirt?
Oh, yeah, your Minecraft shirt, huh? Juan, I'm going to work on the Discord and see what's going on, and then I'll send a link out to everybody next time I'm on a live stream so we can get the Discord chat going. I don't know why the Discord chat isn't working. So anyway, guys, if you have any questions, ask them now, because as you can tell, the household's kind of crazy right now. I got to get these kids ready for sleep. Yeah, Stride's available, but that's on Uber, I think. Yeah, my code's not working, and I don't know why, so I'll figure it out. Do you have any questions, guys, before I go?
I have one, Dad.
What's your question, dude?
I want to hug you.
You want to give me a hug? Go ahead.
That's a question. That's not a question. That's a statement.
Well, it's not like McDonald's healthcare is that fantastic.
But something.
But, yeah, so better than nothing is right. How long are you striking? When are you coming back with the streams? Well, next week I'll work. Hey, man, my market is paying 1.54 per mile. Is that still good? Yes. Well, I don't know. I don't know how much it costs your car to operate. I don't know how much gas is in your area. But, generally speaking,
Hey, Johnny.
that's what they're seeing. But generally speaking, it is my opinion that $1.15 is the minimum you need to drive.
Okay, so now I am on the screen.
And that is because if you take Uber's cutout, you take taxes out, and you take your expenses out, generally speaking, with most drivers, you'll be making around 50 cents a mile profit at $1.15. And I think that most drivers drive about 200 to 400 miles a day-ish, right? So if you're making $50, that's about $100 to $200 in profit you make a day, generally speaking. I did a video on that earlier. And 12 cents per minute, that sucks. Movie night, yes, we had movie night last night. 12 cents is it's that's why you always, when everyone says, hey, I'm just gonna go inside and grab something, can you wait for me? You just hit end ride and go on to the next one. Yeah, because in my opinion, to wait, you need to make at least 20 cents a minute. And even that's pretty low, but that's the absolute bare minimum. Because it's like $12 an hour to wait, which is not a lot of money, but if you're just sitting in your car playing on your phone, $12 an hour is fine. So that means that you would have to make 20. That means, okay, let's look at that. 20 times 0.25. So that means you have to make 25 cents a minute, because you have to also pay Uber for 25% to get 20%. Are you still with the plans of getting the Chrysler Pacifica plug-in? If so, when will this happen? Yes. August. August is our plan. We're saving up money right now. We should have enough money by August. What we want to do is sell our SUV, take that money, pay off the remaining balance on the Volkswagen, and then take the money we're saving on car payments and then put that into savings, because we only want to finance around $10,000 to $15,000 on the Chrysler Pacifica, which means we have to save up that additional money. But yes, we are definitely going to get the plug-in hybrid. We want it so bad. We talk about it every day. Heck yeah. So August, our goal is August. I think if our finances, I mean, emergencies always come up, so if that happens, that happens. But if we continue our finances the way they are, we'll be able to buy it in August. That's what I'm hoping. Is your city offering 40 rides for the guaranteed 350 or Lyft or similar tomorrow? I haven't gotten a notification, so I don't think so.
Just got a text message from Lyft for $12 bonus if I pick up.
Yeah, I got a $25 streak bonus, but that's all I got. So let's see what Lyft.
$10 streak bonus for every 2 rides in a row for tomorrow.
No. I just got a 30% power zone for Berkeley. That's all I got. Yesterday I did $780. Heck yeah, dude. That's because your rates are so high, man. That people forget. Surge and primetime are based on your base rate. So when you have a high base rate like you have one, then your surge just kills it. Juan, where do you work? Where do you work at, buddy? My wife wants to know. AZ driver in the house. What's up? Was that Gessers? Geiser's in the house. What's up? Hi there. In the UK, we have commercial insurance and pay licensing fees an average $3.50 an hour or pounds an hour. It sucks. Yeah, dude. I heard that London had a big strike over the weekend too. Is that true? I'm part of a London forum just to kind of see what's going on there. But yeah, so I heard that you guys had a big strike in there. They're all messing up in London anyway. Yeah, they got kicked out of London.
Oh, yeah.
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 I spent $35 on gas. That's a lot of profit.
Oh, petrol's expensive in the UK.
Yeah, it's per liter, dude. It's killer. All right, guys. So if there is no more questions, I'm going to log off so I can take care of business at the house. And I will see you guys Wednesday. 1 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And I want to say, do I have?
Show Nate's tattoo off.
Oh yeah. Nate gave the baby a tattoo, guys. Look.
I gave the baby a tattoo.
He's working in San Luis Obispo.
Of what? Of a heart that says mom.
Did you hear me? We should go south.
San Luis Obispo.
Here on the East Coast, it seems Uber will get kicked out of the Hamptons, where all the rich people have their summer houses. Really? Rich people usually like Uber. All right, guys. See you later. Deuces.